This is what happens when you try to be too nice to relatives. I'm talking about that stupid scatter rug my sister-in-law gave me for my bathroom when I moved into my new apartment. I never liked the color. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I kept it. Well, that day, as I stepped out of the tub and onto the rug, I slipped and went face down into all that purple fuzz. I remember that as I was falling, I tried to reach for the grab bars, but they weren't there. The handyman for the building was supposed to install them before I moved in. I never noticed they were missing. In all fairness, my sister-in-law did tell me to be sure to put a gripper pad under the rugs. All loose rugs should have gripper pads. So why didn't she buy one for me? As I lay there on the rug, fuzz in my mouth, instead of my life flashing before my eyes, my falls over the years flashed before my eyes. Like the time I tripped over my little chihuahua. She now wears a bell around her neck. Oh, and that party where I missed a step, clutched at the bookshelf, and all the books went flying all over the room. How embarrassing was that? Then there was a time I forgot to pick the magazines up off the floor. And oh well, who can remember that? Well, after a while, even though I was dizzy, I was able to call a friend who took me to the emergency room. It's a good thing I have a good sense of humor. The doctor asked me, "What is that purple fuzz on your face?" I said, "You're the doctor, you tell me." Well, I broke my hip, and I was in a rehab facility for a long time. As you know, Medicare does not cover everything. In addition, I had to keep paying the rent for my apartment since I was planning on going back. I've recovered enough so I can take aerobic and Tai Chi classes at my senior center to work on my flexibility and balance. I'm being more careful these days with my surroundings and day-to-day chores. Probably the most important thing I've learned is that while older people fall more often, and when they do, they suffer more serious injuries, falls are preventable and not the inevitable part of aging.
You've just watched Scatter Rug, performed by Marcia Kassan. Let's take a moment to talk about some of the important points mentioned in the monologue.
According to a report released by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in 2011, over 80% of injuries that happen in the bathroom are a result of falls. High rates of injuries occurred in or around the tub or shower, as well as on or near the toilet. The most common injuries were bruises, cuts, strains, sprains, and fractures. The rates of fractures increase with age.
Consider installing a landline in the bathroom or bringing a cell phone in and leaving it on the counter. If you have fallen multiple times in the past, you may also consider an emergency alert response system. You'll be able to call someone for help if you need to.
The bathroom can be a particularly hazardous area of the home, but there are many changes you can make to reduce your risk of falling. Using anti-slip strips or decals in your shower or tub can add traction and make the floor less slippery when wet. If you're remodeling, consider installing textured flooring or non-slip tile.
Grab bars are a key part of safety in the bathroom. Your doctor can refer you to an occupational therapist who can make sure supports are appropriate for the person who will be using them. It is very important that grab bars are installed properly and securely.
If you are considering hiring a handyman to make home safety improvements, get recommendations from friends. Also, check with your local area agency on aging or housing department for low-cost home safety programs. If you live in an apartment complex, you have the right to request reasonable modifications under the Fair Housing Act.
Most of us have scatter rugs or mats in our homes to keep our feet warm on cold tile, cover a stain, or for decoration. But these rugs can cause trips and slips. It is best to simply remove scatter rugs altogether. If it's a decorative rug, consider making it into a wall hanging. If it's a functional rug, make sure that it is properly secured. Rug grippers for both hard surfaces and carpet can be found at your local home goods or home improvement store.